Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Now Experts Time channel. In this channel, we had a lot of discussion in the various topic from ServiceNow. So, if you want to explore what are all the topics we discussed, when you have a time, you just explore it. May this will help you in your business landscape. So, in today's session, what we are going to discuss CMDB. So CMDB side, there is a big ask in the every business. How do I maintain the maturity of my CMDB? How do I create a maturity of CMDB? So this is a common ask for all business units. So how to handle this scenario? What are all the service now capability is going to support to handle this scenario? Those things we are going to discuss in this session. So mature CMDB transformation post go live. So remember one point, when you talk about this CMDB, the CMDB maturity we cannot come to the conclusion in a one day. So after your implementation, like a discovery implementation in ServiceNow, or your integration with your data source with ServiceNow, whatever it is, once it is done, you need to see at least a 3 month transactional data. Everything it is working fine, or it is creating a duplicate data, or something it is creating a unwanted data, something like that. So you need to check those all item after the implementation post go live. You need to see it so that you can come to the conclusion. So this CMDB is accurate, CMDB is not accurate. Additionally, uh, ServiceNow also providing that capability called the three C's: completeness, correctness, and compliance. So those items also it is supporting to evaluate this percentage of your CMDB maturity. But don't focus only that three C's. Three C is one of the criteria. Parallelly, you should focus how the CI related items are transaction happening in the ServiceNow landscape from your data source. So the overall crisp info is minimum 3 month post go live. You need to focus the data, then come to the conclusion. Yes, that maturity is not good or maturity is good. Use that ServiceNow out of box capability that is a 3C and come to the conclusion there. Okay. So after identifying, that means post go live, you are identifying my CMDB maturity is not good. I need to repair my CMDB maturity and I need to govern the things. So governance is a important part, important role playing in the CMDB area. So everyone knows that mantra that people process and technology, that mantra it's applicable for all modules. Specifically, I recommend this people process technology mantra in CMDB as well, because without CMDB you cannot run the tickets what originally. So if you're creating a ticket, some CA, some assert needs to be tagged so that that CA it's that ticket it's a valid ticket. So it's giving a clear information to the resolver. This is a problem. This problem is happening this side, etc. So to handle this governance, ServiceNow also providing additional functionality called the CMDB policies. Okay, what are all they? So types of CMDB policies, and we are going to talk each and every policies in this slide, in this session with the demo, so that you will get more clarity there. There are three types of policies are there. One is a attestation policy, second one is a certification policy, and third one is a retire policy. So now we can see this attestation policy. Attestation policy is a baseline to initiate the certification and retire policy. Okay, so attest means whether this is a valid or invalid. That decision is happening via this attestation policy. So attest based on your CI presence and active CIs. Those type of task we are performing in this attestation. So how to perform this attestation policy? You need to go to the CMDB workspace. Under the CMDB workspace, there is a related link. There you can select the data manager. Under the data manager, you have an option to create policy. These three policy, it is helping to support to create the task. This is wrong or this is right. Those type of mechanism it is built in this policy. In future, if anyone is asking how you are maintaining this policy, uh, past 6 months I am governing this CMDB maturity, how you maintain this, then you can clearly showcase this policy. Because of this policy, this much of task created. This task is a primary role playing what you should do, what you should plan, that instruct to the appropriate persona. Then based on that task only they are taking appropriate action. Based on the actions only the CMDB maturity is maintaining well. That type of narrative we can bring via this policy. Not only the narrative, the solution also bring in this business landscape. So okay, so we first focus this attestation policy. What is that? If you want to enable this attestation policy, what are all the things as a prerequisite? How to do it? First thing is attestation policy creation. Is it a code? No, it's complete configuration. So based on the configuration in backend, there is a schedule job will be created. Based on the schedule job, it will create the task and engage the appropriate persona in the landscape. That's the key message here. So moving to the next slide here, attestation policy, what is a prerequisite is required, how to configure it. So when you start this attestation policy, everyone knows that information. We have a CI class manager, all classes, almost 300 350 plus classes in the out of box side. I'm talking only for ITSM. If you are enabling, if you are enabling some other classes, some other modules, then the class count will be high. So 350 classes, by default it will be available. Those 350 classes are handled via this CI class manager. In the CI class manager, there is a one field, it's important field to manage this policy, that is called managed by group. We will see in this instance, may you will get more clarity there. So to perform this activity, we need a role. What role we need to tag this? Data underscore manager underscore user. Okay, so if CMDB manager or CMDB administrator, he's going to configure this information, then he needs to have this data underscore manage underscore user role so that he can perform. This is the prerequisite. First let's see in the prerequisite, then we will go how to configure and execute it. So here I'm just coming, just go to your left navigation pan, type in this part like a CI class. There is a CI class manager, it will open. If you click the CI class manager, then it will route it to here. So which class you want to govern? So governance you can enable by class. For example, you have a five people you can assign a five classes. So 25 classes you are governing with this CMDB policies. Okay, so if that is the case, first you go to the CI class manager for that appropriate class. Okay, so you have a number of class, you select the particular class. In this class you need to define this managed by group name. So here I'm just selecting that managed by group name value. So which value you want to hold, you just take it. Maybe you create a some resolver group here to manage your CMDB maturity. Which group you want to specify, you can create it, those type of groups. That is not a problem here. So I can do something ITSM engineering. I just select this and I can save it. So first step it is clear. So we are configuring managed by group. So we move to the next one. What is that? Role is required here. So here I am administrator. So I should have that. Otherwise administrator it is a super user role. So by default it will have, but for safer side we can enable that item. We can enable that mapping so that it will avoid some other problems. So I'm going to the user, I'm just going for my account. This is my account, admin account. from my personal instance. I'm just opening here. I can configure my role. That is data underscore manager underscore admin and user. Two roles I'm just giving to me. I'm enabling as here. Now the role also tagged. Next thing is we need to go that configuration aspect, right? So how to configure and execute it, review and verify, these two we are focusing now. So before going to this, one point we need to think about it. We are talking about the attestation. Is there any field service now created to maintain this attestation? Yes. If you go to your CMDB underscore CI table and click this gear icon and see, these are the four, sorry, not four, one, two, three, four, five. Five fields are created in the out of box scenario. These five fields, it is helping to maintain your attestation policies. So mainly the attestation status. So this is helping whether it is reviewed or not reviewed. If it is reviewed means attested. If it is not reviewed means not it reviewed. If it is reviewed but it is not a valid one, so then you can make it as a rejected one. So attested means you are ensuring this is available in our infra. You are giving that clarity. Second, the rejected means that means this CI presence is not available, or the CI is not usable, or the CI is already met end of life, something like that. So based on the scenario, you are selecting this rejected. So you don't need to select these values directly from here. When you do this attestation policy, by default it will select that attested and rejected exception. So these four fields it is supporting to handle this attestation policy. Now we directly go to that configuration aspect. Just go to your CMDB workspace. In this CMDB workspace, under quick links, you can see an option called data manager. This data manager is helping to create the policy. So this is our data manager overview. So overview means what are all the policies are created, how many draft policies, how many deactivate policy, how many policy failing evaluation. So it's like a workspace you consider. So everything you can handle in one page. So dashboard related criteria you can easily identify it. Then you can come to the conclusion. This data manager overview. So this is pretty simple and straightforward. Now we go to the policy. So I want to create a policy for a attestation scenario. So I'm just selecting the policy here. Net attestation policy demo. Next, you just give what all the description is required. Anyway, it is not mandate. If you just give that clarity, then it is okay. Next, policy type. These are all the policy types currently we have. Okay, but the main item is attestation, certification, and retire. These three playing a vital role in our business landscape. Mostly, what we will do is we will not delete any CIs. Everyone knows we will not delete any CIs. The reason deletion is not a good practice. So instead of deletion, normally we will do as an inactive state. That item you need to consider in your business landscape. Instead of this deletion, maybe you go with an archive for a inactive state records. So now I am focusing for attestation, so I'm selecting this attestation uh, option. Next, I'm just clicking, just give the work notes what you want to give and highlight. Just clicking the continue button. It is moving. Now this attestation policy is applicable for which class? That is a big question, right? So the class name we need to configure it. Sorry, you directly give that server class, because what are all the options you are seeing here, those all are classes only. So I'm just typing a server. class, which class you want. It's a Windows class, then Windows. So what I will do, I go here directly, server. So I'm just giving a server. I just typed a server. So I am putting, there is no specific server. I put a parent class that is called a server. So I select this server class. And if you want to enable any other items, you want to enable any other items, you just add it. Like if you want to enable, if you want to focus only for a Windows server, only for a Linux server, only for a Unix server, HPUX server, something like that, you can configure it. Otherwise, you generally put class only server name. So now apply a filter. When you apply this filter, so you can see how many CIs are currently there. 100 CIs are there in this configuration item, specifically in the class server class scenario. Those all 100, it will be enabled here. Okay, based on the filter condition. So once you completed that filter condition, you just select it and go to the next, continue. Assignment type, it is part of your specific user group. So that means you are assigning this task based on the group only. So what I said earlier, like when you do the governance, who is doing that governance? Is it a group or is it a person? So that classification you are handling via this CI class manager managed group, the same we are following here. We are going to call that item in this option. So if you select, mostly I will recommend to use the user group field. So this user group field, it is populating that information from your managed by group. So when you talk about this managed by group, this managed by group you already configured in your CI class manager, that is called ITSM engineering. So when you call this, by default it will assign to the ITSM engineering group. So if you want to use the group based action, or you want to use the user based action, so mostly I will recommend for a group. For any reason some users are not available, then that person can easily access it. One person is not available who is a member of that group, that another person can easily access it and he can provide that valid input and move further without any hurdles. So that is a reason I am just selecting the user group field. Why I specifically select the user group field, this user group field is mapping with your managed group from your CI class manager. So I just selected, then managed group, and just click continue. How many days to complete, how many days you want, you just enable it. I put a 1 days to complete or 2 days to complete, something like that. I just enabled it. And I said earlier, so this can be enabled based on the schedule jobs. So once your policy it is created, one schedule job will automatically created in the backend. So you need to define, is it a daily basis schedule job you want to execute it, or weekly basis. Just define it based on your criteria and condition. And you just apply this 100 records based on my filter condition. This 100 records, it will be applicable to do this attestation from that particular persona or user. So I'm just applying this. Finally I'm going to publish this policy. So when I publish this policy, so policy is published. So you just scroll down here. So net attestation policy demo, this is what we have created. We successfully created this item as well. So now what we need to do is, we need to check the background schedule job is created based on the policy or not. So what we can do is just copy paste this attestation policy demo, go to your schedule job. Under system definition, you can see the schedule jobs. I'm just opening the schedule jobs here. And what I have created, I'm going to check that name. Uh, just paste it. I will remove this space, something I can see the space here. Just run it, then you can see the net attestation policy demo policy processor. So when you create this policy, the policy name, net attestation policy demo plus policy processor, that word will automatically add it. So if you want to check anything, you just copy paste that policy name in the schedule jobs. By default it will come and you can see it. Why we need to go this area is the reason we have scheduled some timeline, right? That timeline based the execution will happen. So what we need to do is we cannot wait till the time, so we directly go to the schedule job and you just run the job and see the result. That's what we are talking here. So before execute the job, I'm just checking in the CMDB 360. Sorry, my work, I'll do it. Mm. So in this area, you can see attestation task is 0, all other task is 0, certification task is 0. But when the schedule job is executed, there is a attestation task will be created. That means some task it is waiting for you. You take that task and you complete the task. What you should do, that instruction it can be defined in this task itself. That's the key message we are deriving using this schedule job. So I'm just executing now. So just clicking the execute now button from that schedule jobs, then what it will do, that job will execute and it will generate that appropriate item. So unfortunately I have not installed these type of license because it is in a personal instance, so I have a very limited privilege here. So when it is running, there is a task will be created here. Based on the task you can do a further progress. So just give me a minute, I'm opening this data manager again because it will take some time to execute the job. Let's wait for a few more minutes to see the task whether it is creating or not. For any reason, if it is not creating in this PDA, don't worry. You directly try with your business instance. That will definitely will work. I'm just opening this item. So policy execution instance. So this is what it is happening. That means the job is executed, right? The executed job it's created here. There is a open task count is 1. So these are all the server classes we have create we have we have written a filter there. Now you can see the CMDB task. So CMDB task is successfully created, and you can see this is assigned to the ITSM engineering. We have not configured anywhere in the ITSM engineering in the policy group. Instead of that, we have configured that item directly into this CI class manager. So managed by group, it having ITSM engineering. So all server class related attestation, it will go in this group. Who are all member of this group, this person will take a responsibility whenever the task is created and assigned there. So now I'm just coming back here. I'm just putting this refresh. So when I click this refresh, let me check that managed group value. See, managed group by value automatically filled in. So it shows ITSM engineering. So all 100 item it is showing ITSM engineering. So managed by, I think it is manually tagged, but managed group it always shows an ITSM engineering because of the scheduled jobs. So when it is successfully ran, then you can see that result here. Now this task needs to take care and further analysis whether it is present or not present. Those type of attestation needs to be taken care from the group team. So this is a way the attestation is working. So based on this attestation, the further people or further group they will engage and do the further work. Once it is successfully done, then what they will do is they will finally close the task. So currently it is created and it is not assigned. So once you just assign to me or reassign to the appropriate group, the further options it will do. That means, for example, if I put assign to me, what it will do is task is assigned to you and you can see the review CIs to attest. So you just click that review CIs to attest and it will go to that appropriate page. What are all the CIs we need to do that attestation? That 100 CIs is going to populate here. Then you need to check that all availability etc. and you are putting an attestation. Finally, you are closing the task. So this is a way the attestation is going to work. So if you feel this is attested or rejected, something like that, those items also it is segregated separately in this tab itself. You can easily identify it. So the definition, everything it is handled or highlighted in this area. It's a super duper feature to maintain your CMDB governance area. I would recommend always to you guys to use this to maintain your CMDB maturity. So this will help you. The main thing is you need to define this persona and the technology parallelly. So persona and technology, it's playing a vital role here, and the process you are going to follow this out of box process only what we followed in the policy area, attestation policy area, the same you are applying in your landscape. So pain free, simple, configurable solution. I hope this will help you a lot in your business landscape. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this session. Stay tuned for more additional videos in the niche items from ServiceNow side. In the additional 2 more videos, we are going to discuss about the certification and the retire policies. Stay tuned. Subscribe my channel. Thank you. Good day and goodbye.